Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the special magistrate hearing for February 8th, 2022. If you wish to speak, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing? Thank you. Please silence all electronic devices.
Good morning. Our first case is on page 2. Inspector Malaika Murray, case number CE 21090800, case address 1811 Northeast 56th Street. Owners Daniel Anthony Laurie Revocable Trust, Daniel Anthony Laurie Trustee. This property was posted on 1/19/22 and posted at City Hall on 1/25/2022.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Case number is CE 2109080 for the address of 1811 Northeast 56th Street. The owner is Daniel Laurie. This property was first inspected on October the 1st, 2021, and the following violations were observed. 9-304B for off-street parking and driveways not being maintained in a smooth, well-graded condition. The parking area has faded as well as it has potholes and cracks and breaks. The next violation would be 9-305B. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat, well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and or missing ground cover. A pre-hearing inspection took place on Sunday, February the 6th, 2022, and each of the violations remain at the property, and the property is currently not in compliance. The property was posted, mailings of legal documents were all done by department protocol. At this time, Mr. Laurie would like to actually make you aware, Special Magistrate, of some new developments that he made me aware of.
About a year ago, the county informed me and a few of the owners on the building that 56th Street from 18th Avenue all the way to Federal Highway is going to get a sidewalk and drainage redone. And I was aware of that. And I think COVID pushed their project line back, but we got a new timeline that they were going to do it this year. And this was before I was made aware of the code violations from Mr. Murray. So I was aware that I was going to fix the driveway issues already, but I was going to wait until the county does their complete overhaul of the front of my building. They're going to do a drainage system, a sidewalk. They're tearing out my driveway, and they're going down all the way to Federal Highway. So I was just asking if I could wait to completely redo the resurfacing of the driveway until the county does their work in front of the building. And I have no problem fixing the issues.
All right. City's recommendation?
The city was originally requesting 35 days or $50 per day per violation to be imposed, as per the pictures that are being depicted that I'd like to submit to the record. But we'd like to give the gentleman some additional time based off of the information that he's presented from the county, stating that they're going to actually rip up most of the area that we're asking him to actually repair.
I'm sorry, so the city's recommendation is?
We'd like to ask initially for 63 days and then come back and revisit the issue.
All right, okay. For the record, I find that each violation does exist. Now, you're going to need to wait for the landscaping also?
No, I can do that.
Okay.
What about the fines?
The fines were $50 per violation per day.
Okay, all right. So 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter on each. And I don't know what even if you know what the county's timetable is, but
No,
stay in touch with this gentleman,
Sure.
and if you need additional time, we'll visit that later.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 27. Senior Inspector Manny Garcia. Supervisor Reggie White presenting case number CE 21080201. Case address 1844 Southeast 1st Avenue. Owner RL Asset Company LLC. This case was first heard on 10/28/21 to comply by 1/27/2022. 6 sections not complied at $25 per day. $1,800 has accrued, and this is a request for an extension.
Good morning, Reggie White, Co-Compliance Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale. As was stated, the case was originally cited August 11, 2021 by the previous inspector, James Fetter. At the time, the property was in violation of multiple ordinances. As of this date, all exterior violations have come into compliance. The interior violations still exist. Violations of 9-308A is complied, 9-308B is in compliance, and the violation of 47-34.1A is also in compliance. The interior violations of electrical wires and drain pipes have yet to be inspected, and that is it for that case. So the property has made progress. They opened up a building permit. They got a new roof on the property. At this time, the city is not opposed to an extension of time. That's it.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Sure. My name is John Tarr, and I represent the new owner. We actually purchased the property from RL Asset on 11/30. The owner of the property is Chimera Holdings, and the owner is actually Dr. Ann Moniz, who owns the property next door to it, 18.
All right, how long of an extension are you requesting?
90 days.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to grant a 90-day extension and stay the fines as of this date.
91 days?
I'm sorry.
Do we have 91 days?
Yeah, let's do 91 days.
91
Extra
days.
91 days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 3. Inspector Gustavo Caracas. Case number CE 211-00291. Case address 1018 Northwest 14th Street. Owner FKH SFR C1 LP in care of First Key Homes. Page 7. Sorry.
We're on
Page 7. Property posted 1/22/22, posted at City Hall 1/25/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Caracas for the City of Fort Lauderdale, Cook Compliance Inspector, presenting case number CE 211-00291 for the property located at 1018 Northwest 14th Street. Inspection of the property was performed on October 11 and cited for the following violations: 9-308B, failure to maintain the roof and soffits in a clean condition. 18-4C, there is a derelict vehicle, Mercedes-Benz with expired tag, on the driveway of this property. Courtesy notice was issued and sent to the property owner as listed on BCPA First Class Mail on October 11 of 2021, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. Contact has been made with the property representative. Special Magistrate request form sent on December 1st of 2021 and scheduled for today's Special Master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on February 3rd of this year, and pictures presented here were taken to confirm the violations still exist. The city is requesting the following, sir. 14 days to come into compliance, or a daily fine of $50 for each of the violations that exist. Representative of the property owners here today, sir.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Good morning, Kevin Diaz on behalf of the property owner.
All right.
My understanding is, number one, that the roof issue has been cured. We've been exchanging, or just this morning, exchanging photos. And via email, I received confirmation that the car has been removed. However, the concern being, if that is not accurate and the tenant has failed to come into compliance, then we would be required to post a 7-day notice to cure. If at that point they fail to cure, then we would be required to move for eviction. All this being timely, supposing the tenant doesn't come into compliance. Respectfully, I was asking the code officer if we can have a continuance of this hearing, or if not, maybe at least 60 days, so that way we can put in motion everything we need to do to come into compliance. That being only the car issue, is my understanding.
Yeah, anything further from the city?
Your Honor, Your Honor, we will respectfully request a 28-day extension. And if the counselor requires more time, we will ask him to come back and ask for more time.
Okay, let's do it.
28 days to comply.
Yeah,
If
28
not, then counsel
28
can come
days,
back.
$50 per day thereafter on each.
But procedurally, just so I understand, when will a formal request have to be submitted? Or will I just appear at the next hearing? How would that take place? Because there's a great concern when you're dealing with tenants, in my experience, that they actually don't comply.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You'll receive an order for the next hearing. So
So-
you'll receive a notice in the mail for you to reappear.
Automatically.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Our next case is on page 22. Senior Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 21090162, case address 1207 Southwest 21st Street, owner 1207 Southwest 21st Street LLC. This case was cited on 9/9/21 to comply by 9/10/21. One section complied at $200 per day, $1,600 accrued. The city is requesting full amount, and no appeal was received for the citation.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good
Senior
morning.
Inspector Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 210906162, address 1207 Southwest 21st Street. On September 9th, 2021, the following violation was observed and cited with a citation. Violation 18-1. There are trash containers left at roadside at this property that is creating a public nuisance. It is being maintained in such a manner that the property is or may reasonably become infested or inhabited by rodents, vermin, or wild animals, or may furnish a breeding place for mosquitoes, or threatens or endangers the public's health, safety, or welfare, or may adversely affect and impair the economic welfare of adjacent properties. Case complied on September 19th, 2021. No appeal was received. The city is requesting the full amount to be imposed.
All right. Sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name.
Yes, sir. Anthony Adelson. I represent the owner of the property, 1207 Southwest 21st Street, LLC. The issue, as you can see from the photos, are white trash bags that were left outside of cans. The entire reason why this happened is because the city could not provide an adequate number of trash cans. This property is managed by a company known as KFE Management. We have representatives here today, the Director of Operations and Director of Licensing, who have sworn affidavits and are ready to testify today about their efforts to obtain additional trash cans from Public Works. They were advised by Public Works that there was a backup of several months. In fact, one of the witnesses who's prepared to testify today had a conversation with Officer Williams about it. Public Works indicated that citations should not be issued if the city was not issuing trash cans. This would not have happened had there been adequate trash cans. Since the city delivered adequate trash cans, they have not had the issue. This is also being used, this is a vacation rental property. So this violation and another related violation are being used to revoke the vacation rental license based on this issue that is inequitable to enforce against a property owner who's done everything to comply. They even asked whether they could provide their own trash cans, and Officer Williams indicated that the city would not collect any trash cans that were not issued by the city. So they were put in a situation where there really was no solution other than to wait for the city. However, on September 9th, the violation was issued. Officer Williams had a conversation with the Director of Operations, and the next morning, September 10th, September 9th was a Thursday. Trash collection is the Friday, Tuesday and Friday. And on the morning of Friday, September 10th, prior to the city collecting the trash, KFE Management had one of their employees come and collect all of the trash for the property. The property, Officer Williams did come back to the property on the 13th, which was a Monday, and again, trash collection was on Tuesday. And some of the photos that show different issues, a can up by the house overflowing with trash, again, is due to the inadequacy of the trash cans issued by the city. But that was not the same violation. Although she didn't remark that there was compliance on the 10th, and they notified the city that they had taken care of the
Okay,
issue.
I understand. We have a decisive legal issue here. This is a citation case. No appeal was filed under the ordinance. I have no discretion to do anything but to impose the amount of the fine and also advise you if you wish to pursue a reduction of that amount. There is a procedure that you can go through separately that someone here will help you with or give you the paperwork if you want to go through the reduction process.
We understand. We're
Your
not
Honor,
concerned.
if I may, good morning, sir. Portia Williams, Assistant Director for Development Services Department. I agree with the statement that you're making, sir, about the trash cards. We did receive an email from Melissa Doyle. She's the solid waste manager on October 5th. So the email was received after the citation stating that there was a shortage of drivers, so some of the routes were being missed, and also there was a shortage of the trash carts being delivered to the property owners. So that being said, the city can retract the citation that was issued. We did not receive our notice until the citation had already been issued.
Okay.
So we would like to withdraw the citation from the agenda today.
Okay. All right. Citation is withdrawn.
Thank you. I believe we have a subsequent hearing on license revocation, which is predicated on 4 violations. Can we dispose of that now? I'm assuming that'll be withdrawn too, since there are not 4 violations against this license.
Okay.
I don't think we need to. If we can reconvene in a moment, Your Honor, because I believe we only need 3 violations to do the revocation. And so I agree that the citation for the trash cart should be removed. I don't know that I agree that the revocation should be removed. So if we can recall this case, Your Honor, it would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page, it's not time yet. Our next 2 cases are on page 26. Senior Inspector Dorian Cologne, case number CE 200912888. Case address 1812 Northeast 23rd Avenue, owner Augustus DeLong Jr. This case was first heard on 11/9/21 to comply by 2/8/22. One section not complied at $50 per day. Fines are due to start 2/9/2022, and this was in order to reappear. Also on page 26 is case number CE 2010030. Case address 1812 Northeast 23rd Avenue, owner Augustus DeLong Jr. This case was also heard on 11/9/21 to comply by 2/8/22. One section not complied at $50, and fines were due to start on February 9th, 2022, and this was in order to reappear.
Good morning. Senior Inspector Cologne with the City of Fort Lauderdale. Both case address and case numbers were read into the record. I'm going to begin with case number 2009-1288. So this property was first inspected on October 1st, 2020 by Inspector Malakias, and the case was brought before Magistrate on November 9th, 2021, where the Magistrate granted 91 days to comply for violation 891C, or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. And I inspected the property on February 6th, 2022, and although some progress has been made, the violation remains. I spoke with one of the owners via telephone, and she explained due to some personal issues, neither her nor her husband will be able to attend today's hearing. However, the contractor's assistant is here and would like to speak.
All right. Ma'am, speak right into the microphone and state
Good
your
morning.
name, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Maria Castro, and I represent the owner and the company who's actually doing the work for Mr. DeLong. I understand we've been having a lot of issues, and you can see in the pictures we have 2 big cranes over there. So we've been trying to work from the land, but it's been almost impossible to do so because the power lines, and it's very dangerous to work. So we've been trying to get another barge to come from the water, but as of right now, all the marine contractors are actually really busy. So I was aware yesterday that we are supposed to be in a schedule of these other crane to come in the next 30 to 45 days to actually put the panels for us. So we already have panels, concrete piles, battle piles. So it's just the equipment that we need is being a big issue for us to complete this project.
All right, should.
And we are looking
to grant
for-
an extension and another mandatory reappearance.
City wouldn't oppose to another extension of 91 days
All right,
with an
let's
order
do
to
that.
reappear?
Okay, we'll grant a 91-day extension, but also a mandatory reappearance at the hearing 91 days from now, which is May the 10th, 2022.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then for the other case, Maria, we have to read the other case as well.
Oh.
It's two cases.
Yeah, so the other case is basically the same. This is case number CE 2010030. And this was the one for the seawall. So same thing, we'll accept an extension of 91 days with an order to reappear.
Okay, it's the same ruling, okay? Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 16, Inspector Patrice Jolly, case number CE 211-10508, case address 1207 Southwest 21st Street, owner 1207 Southwest 21st Street, LLC, property posted 11322, post at City Hall 12522, and this is a request to suspend the vacation rental license.
Your Honor, there are respondents for this case, as well as neighbors that want to speak.
All right, okay, let's do it.
Okay, so my understanding, Anthony Adelson for the owner.
The inspector goes first, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Patrice Jolly for the city, presenting case CE 211-10508 for the property located at 1207 Southwest 21st Street. This is the request for suspension of a vacation rental certificate as per 15-2A2.D1A point. There's a qualifying number of violations at this vacation rental property to request a certificate of suspension for 180 days before the special magistrate. This property was cited on separate occasions for the following. Case number CE 211-00961, cited on 10/31/21, 24-27.B. There are waste containers left roadside after the collection day and not pulled back to an approved location. 9-305B. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead ground cover. Case CE 211-0432, cited on 11/15/21, 24-27F. There are trash carts with their lids open and overflown at this location. It is the city's request that the vacation rental certificate be suspended for 180 days.
And Your Honor, for the record, Ronald Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. City Code Section 15-282D1A, as the inspector indicated, states that upon a third violation, the vacation rental certificate shall be suspended for a period of 80 days. So the language, one, is mandatory, and two, it does only require 3 violations
Right, okay.
for that time period of 180 days.
Okay, all right. Anything further, Counselor?
Yes, the violation on 11/15 for the trash cart being open, it was actually due to the fact that the trash cart issued by the city had a broken lid. One part of it was cracked, which meant that it would fall down into the can, leaving the other side popped up. And there are photos that show that. So it looks like the trash is coming out. There's no way to seal it properly. And again, it was issued because of the inadequacy of the number of trash carts that were issued by the city. So again, we're deferring to the fact that if the city is not able to provide us an adequate number of trash containers, how can we be cited for not putting the trash into containers or having it, adequately within the cans? Or if we're given broken cans and they're not replaced with proper lids, how can we be cited for a lid that's, that's off kilter or popped open?
All right. Anything you'd like to add? What
I
happened?
believe, Your Honor, I believe there are neighbors that would like to speak.
Yeah,
on the issue.
yeah, okay.
Staff is conferring.
All right, let's hear from the neighbors. Okay, yeah. Okay, first state your name for the record.
Your Honor, my name is PJ Ware. I live right next door to 1207 Southwest 21st Street.
All right.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
I guess let the record reflect that the neighbor has handed the magistrate a poster board of pictures, which we should show to, we should show to.
I have a video too as well, Your Honor, from 5 a.m. to 3 a.m. across the year.
All right, thank you. But let me
Excuse me.
be clear here. There are 3 violations here listed within a 180-day period. Okay? Now, are those violations,
This one's
one related to landscaping, I believe? Which violations were related to the trash issue?
They all were, Your Honor, in a sense, but the citation was actually issued for the one on 11/15, and the citation wasn't appealed, and that was for the lids being open. The other 2 were one for grass, and the other ones for leaving the trash carts after the pickup date by the roadside. So regardless of the amount of trash cans that you have to pick them up after the trash is picked up. You know.
Okay, sir. Okay, back to the neighbor. Okay,
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead. What
Yes,
would you
sir.
like to add?
My name is PJ Ware. I've been living in 1201 Southwest 21st Street for over a year now. My family and I were renting the house for almost a year, then purchased the house a few months ago. My partner and I have 2 daughters, 3 years old and 6 years old. We live next door to 1207 Southwest 21st Street, which is the Airbnb we are here to rebel against today. The original neighbors sold their house to the new owners, who are now using it as an Airbnb today. For my family and me, this has been the first house we've ever owned. 1207 has impacted my family's life to the point of insanity. For 6 months, my entire house was awakened in the dead of night at least once per week on weekdays and or weekends. The first few weeks, the new owner had his team working on the house. We had our car broken into, money stolen. And during that time, the new owner was building the house out. We constantly had garbage being blown into our yard and paint sprayed all over our bushes. Since the Airbnb began, we had well over 200 issues. All the rooms in my house butt up against the Airbnb, along with my children. The owner turned the garage into a party room with pool table, games, and sound system. Kept the garage doors on, which means we can hear everything that goes on. In my bedroom, I can actually hear the pool table break the cue balls. The owner also added a sound system to the outdoor pool area in his backyard, which has caused many problems for me and the surrounding neighbors, along with waking my 3-year-old well over 50 times. One of the biggest concerns is the apparent lack of screening and potential occupants, who tend to be quite young, and there have been full-blown parties without any regard for residential neighbor of the neighborhood which they are located. When this all began, I met one of the managers of the property and assured me that there are sound limiters inside and outside the residence, which help monitor the noise. Clearly, if they were there, they weren't properly installed because they aren't working. I was also promised that the Airbnb had full-time security to monitor the house on a weekly basis. I have never seen a security car, nor have my neighbors. Since the inception of this rental, we've had to deal with constant issues like blinking lights on the side of our house, going into all of our bedrooms through all hours of the night when guests turn the lights on. This light was so bright it looked like a UFO was landing outside our room. Management kept promising me they would remove the bulbs, but never did. Guests partying in the garage would turn the lights on and off in the middle of the night constantly for well over 6 months. Today, it's still blinking throughout the night. Now, I want to go down the list of long issues my family and I have endured over the course of many months. Constant weed smoking on a weekly basis, which is against Airbnb policy. I've seen pistols on multiple guests at the residence when my children are outside playing. We've witnessed fights in the front yard between guests. Guests bringing fancy cars and revving the motors in the middle of the night, such as Ferraris and Rolls Royces. frequently being awakened by guests returning drunk in the middle of the night in Ubers and driving their own vehicles. On a weekly basis, guests parking frequently right on the front lawn, guests parked in the street and having intercourse in their cars, trash being left down the street and on the side of the house and not in the trash cans consistently. Every week, managers will put the bins out 1 or 2 days before pickup and left out 1 or 2 days after pickup. Endless amounts of noise day in and day out, and constant drug dealing of people bringing drugs to the house for guests to party with. Lastly, I want to thank Mr. Sorensen, his team, including Portia and Ryan, for helping our community in every way possible. I also want to thank the City of Fort Lauderdale Police for being incredibly responsible. Please help our community shut down this crazy house and bring back peace and quiet to our amazing community. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, sir, if you'll speak right to the microphone and state your name, please.
Yes, my name is John Webb. I live at 1212 Southwest 21st Street. I'm across the street from 1207. Thank you, Your Honor, this morning for allowing me to talk. I'll make this short. PJ has covered many of the issues. Okay. I've lived in the neighborhood for 7 years. I've got a petition from 12 separate houses. Of those houses, the average residency tenancy has been over 10 years. This is not a transitory neighborhood. And since the Airbnb was operated and began in May of 2021, contrary to its listing as a quiet oasis, it is not a quiet oasis. It is listed as a party house in the advertisement. It is 6 bedrooms, and it invites a banquet hall style party every time the renters occur. Okay. I'm requesting the court, in your honor, to apply your judicial wisdom to the situation. I'm a man of integrity, and I know that the property owner is also a person of integrity. I believe in people having property rights and doing what they wish with their properties, as long as it is within the respect of the communities that they present themselves to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Considering that
There's
most...
another neighbor that wants to speak.
So I think we have one more neighbor. Is this the last neighbor?
I'll be quick.
All right, you state your name, please.
My name is Jane Bain. I live at 1206 Southwest 20th Street, which is right behind the party house.
All right.
My backyard is 20 feet from their pool area. My family and I cannot sit in our backyard anymore because of all the noise, all the commotion going on. I've had to go over there and talk to some of the people that have rented the houses. They're up till 3:30 in the morning carrying on. I've lived in my house for 40 years, and this is the first time I've ever experienced anything like this. It's horrible. I mean, I feel like my rights are being taken away because I can't even use my backyard now.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Okay, counsel for the owner.
Well, the majority of the statements made are very prejudicial and have nothing to do with the citations that are at issue today. There are no noise complaints that have been brought by the city. There are no citations for any of these things that were mentioned. We are dealing just with the trash violation and one landscaping issue. The landscaping issue has been remedied. I believe it was re-inspected. This is the issue that I hear from the neighbors, and I sympathize with all of them because nobody would want to go through that. But that's an issue of the city issuing short-term vacation rental licenses. If the property is within compliance, then the license should not be suspended or revoked. They're within compliance in all respects with respect to noise, the lights. All of these things have been within the allowed parameters. What I believe we're here for today is just dealing with the violations that the supervisor mentioned.
No, that's not correct, counsel. And Your Honor, if I may again, we are not here about those 3 violations. Those violations are the genesis and the basis for the suspension. Those citations have already been adjudicated. There's no debate over the veracity or validity of those violations at this juncture.
Well, with all due respect to Ms. Hassan's position and her comments, the fact that the city acknowledges that the trash receptacles were not available and not provided should be a factor that's considered in the license suspension because it is predicated upon that. Had we received the proper number of trash cans, we would not have had a violation for that, and that was the November 15th violation.
Excuse me, Your Honor. So I just want to add this. So, as all vacation rental properties are responsible for the upkeep of the property, if you receive, just on the basis of having a violation for this 1 month prior, and for 3 months you have the same violation, to me, that just shows that you're not maintaining your property as you should. Or you're not adhering to the agreement that you signed for to be able to maintain things as trash and different things that are violations on the property. In my opinion, that shows a bit of negligence. To be using that trash can as a reason for not having trash at least picked up. If you don't have enough trash cans to send someone over to pick the trash up, as simple as that. You can't just leave it there because it creates a problem for the neighborhood, creates this unsightly problem. The smells, rodents, all these different things can happen because trash is being left out that could be picked up. And they should be able to respond to any complaint or any kind of issues within an hour to the property. So it is my, saying that I would think that they should be able to come and pick the trash up knowing they don't have adequate trash cans.
And that was done. And we have witnesses who are the head of licensing and head of operations for the management company who will testify to that fact, that they sent employees out when they were notified by Officer Williams that there was an issue with the trash. They sent employees to go pick up the trash or the excess trash. In one case, they picked up all the trash on the property prior to the city collecting it. In another case, they picked up whatever was excess.
All right. Sir, did you want to speak on this?
Yes, I'm actually the property manager.
All right. Okay. Please state your name.
Chetram Prasad. So I just want to address some of the concerns. So the trash, I feel like we've covered, but I also want to speak to the validity of the vacation rental license, or the vacation rental as it stands. Tonight, we have decimal monitors inside and outside of the home that will trigger us if there is any noise for excess of 5 minutes, and then we respond immediately. We can provide the decimal monitor readings for the last year, which I believe is what the code enforcement requires when we get the vacation rental license. And I do want to say that we do try our best to make sure that the home is kept up to par. This isn't our only rental home. I do know that neighbors have reached out through the platform complaining about the home, but they were actually referencing another home on the block that they've had issues with in the past, and they were afraid that this one was going to become like it. So I do believe
All
that.
right. Thank you, sir. The bottom line is we've got 3 adjudicated citations, and Counselor, go ahead. Last word. But
No, I feel as though this is a trial on vacation rentals, not the specific facts on this property. And as Mr. Prasad just testified to, this is a property management company that goes above and beyond. They go beyond whatever the Airbnb requirements are, and they go beyond whatever the city's requirements are. They operate vacation rentals in several municipalities, including several in Fort Lauderdale, and do not have any of these other issues. They are sensitive to all of the issues that all the neighbors have raised. And the way that they do that is through the technology. They do have a roving security guard, but otherwise monitor things electronically. This is an indictment of short-term vacation rentals, not this property. I think taking out everybody's frustrations on vacation rentals on this particular property owner is inequitable. And we would ask that.
Your Honor, I'd move to strike that comment. I mean, I don't think any of the neighbors talked about an indictment on vacation rentals in general. They were very specific as to their comments on this specific residence. And indeed, one of the neighbors even talked about how he agreed that property owners should be within their rights to operate as they wish. So I believe counsel's comment is out of order.
Well, if a suspension were to be imposed, we would ask that it be for a very short period of time and allow the property owner and property management to demonstrate to the city that they can be good neighbors.
is the length of the suspension mandatory?
Yes, sir. As I read previously, under 15-282D1A, the code states that upon a third violation, and again, we have 3 adjudicated violations that the inspector has detailed into the record, the vacation rental certificate shall be suspended for a period of 180 days.
Okay. And I understand your extenuating circumstances, and you've done a great job for your client, but I have to follow the ordinance, and the license, the certificate is suspended for 180 days. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 18. Inspector Paulette Del Grasso. Case number CE 201-20191. Case address 1345 Northeast 15th Avenue. Owner, John and Arlene Essen. This case was first heard on 9/14/21 to comply by 12/14/21, suspended 12/9/21 to 1/13/22. Two sections not complied at $50 per day. $2,000 accrued. The city is requesting full amount fines continue to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Inspector Del Grasso for the city. The case and address are as read. When we last appeared for this matter on December 9th, the owner was granted 35 days to comply. As of my pre-hearing inspection yesterday, the swale has been restored to living ground cover and is presumably complied. However, a final inspection must be undertaken by the building department to close the residential paving permit. Therefore, the city does not oppose a 30-day extension in order to verify the work completed has been approved.
All right, ma'am, if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Arlene Essen.
Do you understand what she said?
Yeah, I do understand, but I don't understand the fees that have been accrued because we got several extensions. So I'm confused.
Okay. 28 days. Okay, let's do, let's do a 28-day extension. And I guess, yeah, 28-day extension and stay the fines as of this date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But I want a mandatory reappearance in 28 days on March 8th.
What does state the fines mean?
I'm sorry?
What does it mean, state the fines?
That means we're gonna stop the fines, and the lady said they have some follow-up inspections to do. Okay? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 19. Inspector Christina Caserta, case number CE 211-10542. Case address 2674 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Owners, Aaron Gonzalez and Vito Stramaglia. This case was cited on 11/17/21 to comply by 11/18/21. One section complied at $250 per day. $6,000 accrued and requested full amount. No appeal was received for this citation.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christina Caserta, Code Compliance Officer on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case number CE 211-0542 for the property located at 2666-2674 East Oakland Park Boulevard. This property was cited for section 18-12A for overgrowth, trash, furniture, litter, parking, stump rubble, pallets, and debris. A civil citation violation notice was issued on November 17th, 2021, which provided 24 hours to abate the violation. The property did not come into full compliance until December 13th, 2021. This is a reoccurring violation as per case numbers CE 21080326, CE 21010883, and CE 21080023. All notices have been mailed to the owner of record to the mailing address as reflected on the Broward County Property Appraisal's website. Due to the recurring nature of this violation, the city would like to request a finding of fact that the violation did exist. It is the position of the city that the fines be imposed as read, and I would like to introduce the case file and photos into evidence. Also, Mr. Stiles, who is the attorney for the owner, is present to speak.
All right, good morning. State your name for the record, please.
Michael Stiles for the owners. Your Honor, we understand that since the citations were not appealed, there's not a whole lot you can do, so we're not going to object. probably will file a lien reduction hearing and present at that time.
All right, okay. So thank you for your understanding, and I'm going to impose the fines of $6,000, make a finding of fact that the violation existed, and we'll go from here.
Very good.
Thank you, Counselor.
You may want to change. Oh no, you got your name up there. You don't look like Dean. I was going to tell you to change your name. I see you got it above. No, it's below. It's below.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good seeing you again, Judge. Take care.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Mr. Stiles.
Our next case is on page 25. Inspector Patrice Jolly. Case number CE 211-20640. Case address 700 Southwest 8th Way. Owner David Ide. This case was cited on 12/29/21. Oh, sorry, she just stepped out. So our next case, still on page 25. For Senior Inspector Gail Williams. Case number CE 211-20589. Case address 721 Northwest 19th Street. Owner SREIT Venice Cove, Florida LLC in care of Starwood Capital Group Global LP. This case was cited on 12/28/21 to comply by 12/29/21. One section complied at $325 per day. $4,225 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and no appeal was received for this citation.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 211-20589, address 721 Northwest 19th Street. On December 28, 2021, the following violation was observed and cited with the citation. Violation 18-1. There are overflowing dumpsters, bags of trash on the ground and in the road at this property that is creating a public nuisance. It is being maintained in such a manner that the property is or may reasonably become infested or inhabited by rodents, vermin, or wild animals, or may furnish a breeding place for mosquitoes, or threatens or endangers the public health and safety of welfare, or may adversely affect and impair the economic welfare of adjacent properties. Case complied on January 12, 2022. No appeal was received. The city is requesting a full amount to be imposed.
All right, good morning. Just state your name for the record.
Christine Sawyers, I'm the attorney representing both the owner and the management company. My client received, or actually purchased this property just days before the violation was issued. They were in the process of working with a new waste management company. The very next day, they hired A-Right and Fast Pro to come out and clean up and remove all bulk items and trash. The day after, their new vendor, who was the waste removal company, the driver claimed that he had picked up. They had not. We actually have photos knowing that the trash was overflowing and that the driver had not picked up. There was an issue going back and forth between their company. We have finally gotten to the point, unfortunately, it did take some time considering the holidays and the arguments with the drivers of the waste removal company. They do have trash pickups 6 days a week. There was also an issue during this time of unauthorized visitors coming and dumping stuff on the property as well. But we are in the position now that all things have been resolved and do not anticipate any problems at all in the future.
All right, this is a citation case. No appeal was received, so the violation is admitted. Under the terms of the ordinance, I have no discretion but to impose the fines and also advise you if you wish to pursue a lien reduction proceeding, that is also available.
Okay.
Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Our next two cases are on page 20. Senior Inspector Dorian Colon. So we're recalling the case on page 25 with Inspector Patrice Jolly. Case number CE 211-20640. Case address 700 Southwest 8th Way. owner David Ide. This case was cited on 12/29/21 to comply by 113/22. One section complied at $200 per day, $3,000 accrued. This is requesting full amount and no appeal was received for the citation.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Patrice for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 211-20640 for the property located at 700 Southwest 8th Way. This property was issued a citation on December 29th, 2021, and given 15 days to correct the following violation. 15-272.A, this property is being utilized as a vacation rental without the required certificate of compliance from the city. The violation remained until the compliance was met on January 29th, 2022. No appeal was filed. The city's requesting the fines be imposed as read.
Okay, ma'am, if you'll speak right to the microphone and state your name.
Hi, Lindsay Way.
Can you state his name?
David Ide.
Oh, is he the owner?
He was here, but he didn't hear
Okay,
on behalf of the owner.
okay. Anything you'd like to add, ma'am?
Well, I'm past the appeal process. Didn't fully understand the appeal process. I tried to comply, but it wasn't good enough, I don't think, by switching it
All
to
right.
advertising it
Okay.
properly.
Okay.
Had a management company, I had to let him go. So Patrice has been very helpful, and I've gotten everything approved, and I believe I should be issued a certificate for the property. It's been inspected, and now I just would like to fight the fines.
Okay. This is, as you've heard me say before, this is a citation case and no appeal was taken, so the violation is deemed admitted, and I have no discretion other than to impose the fine and also advise you that there is a procedure to reduce that fine if you so desire. Someone will speak to you about that process and give you the paperwork.
Okay, great.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next two cases are on page 20. Senior Inspector Dorian Cologne. Our first case is case number CE 21010622, case address 801 Northeast 62nd Street, owner Firth Properties 899 Northeast 62nd LLC. This case was first heard on 6/8/21 to comply by 8/10/21. There are two suspensions noted on the agenda. One section not complied at $50 per day, $1,700 accrued, and this was in order to reappear. Also on page 20, case number CE 21010627, case address 899 Northeast 62nd Street, owner Firth Properties 899 Northeast 62nd LLC. This case was also heard on 6/8/21 to comply by 8/10/21. Two suspensions noted on the agenda. One section not complied at $50 per day, $1,700 accrued, and this was in order to reappear.
Good morning again, Senior Inspector Cologne with the City of Fort Lauderdale. Both case numbers were read for the record. Case addresses were read as well. I'm going to start off with case number CE 21010622. This property was first heard on June 8th, 2021, and the magistrate found for the city, granting 63 days to comply or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. And the case was heard again on 9/14/21, granted a 56-day extension. And the case was also heard on 11/19/21 and given a 91-day extension. This case is in compliance as of January 31st, 2022, and there were a total of 18 inspections and 4 hearings. So the city is requesting a reduced cost of administrative costs for a total of $1,160.
$1,150?
60. 1160.
Okay. All right. Now, we're just on case ending in 0622.
That was just for case number CE 21010622.
All right.
If you want me to read the second case, it's going to be the same thing. So that had a total of 13 inspections and 4 hearings. So the total cost for that one was $930.
All right, sir, if you'll state your name for the record.
Yes, it's Ray Brooks. The whole issue here the whole time has been trying to get a permit issued. We applied July 1st of 21, we applied for the permit, and it was just issued in January. So they kept dragging us back here while we wait for the city. They made us go out and hire an engineer and do a new plan. We did that. And we're just sitting around waiting for a permit.
So, Your Honor, so if I may, so the permits were put in as of August, but they kept going back, for corrections. So it wasn't issued until January 31st, and that's what I'm using the compliance date for. And again, we're only asking for administrative costs.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna impose administrative cost on the first case, $1,160, administrative cost on case ending in 0627, $930. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 12, Inspector Bernstein Sambert. Case number CE 211-00322, case address 2945 Northwest 68th Street. Owner Leandro de Lima, property posted 11022, posted at City Hall 12522.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Officer Bernstein Sambert, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 211-00322. Property address 2945 Northwest 68th Street. This property was inspected on October 11th, 2021, and cited for the following violations. 9-304B, complied. 9-306, the exterior wall are not being maintained. The gutter is in disrepair. 9-280H1, the wooden fence at this property is leaning and has missing slats and not being maintained as required due to non-compliance on January 10th, 2022. Notice of hearing was posted on the property. A pre-hearing inspection revealed a violation stated is not in compliance. I have been in contact with the property owner. I would like to enter the photos as evidence that shows violations as depicted. The city is requesting 28 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day per violation be imposed thereafter.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Hello, this is Leandro de Lima.
All right,
I'm the
anything
owner.
you'd like to add?
I'm working on it. I have, fence quotes. I'm still looking for quotes. I just request 60 days, and I'm sure I can comply without any trouble within that time frame. If you guys would. There's the gutter is a nothing violation. We can get that fixed in no time. It's the fence and the backyard that need to be worked together because we're going to redo it for the new owners.
Any objection to 63 days?
We'll do 63 days. 63 days.
Okay, I'm gonna find both violations exist, 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, got it.
Our next case is on page 22, Inspector Patrice Jolly, case number CE 211-20314, case address 525 Northeast 17th Way. Owner Marcelo Gonzalez and Jessica Paparoni. This case was cited on 12/14/21 to comply by 110/22. One section complied at $200 per day, $4,000 accrued. The city is requesting full amount, and no appeal was received for the citation.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Patrice Jolly for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 211-20314 for the property located at 525 Northeast 17th Way. This property was issued a citation on December 14th, 2021, and given 15 days to correct the following violation. 15-272.A, this property is being utilized as a vacation rental without the required certificate of compliance from the city. The violation remained until compliance is met on January 31st, 2022. No appeal was filed. The city is requesting the fines be imposed as read.
Okay, sir, if you'll state your name for the record, please.
My name is Marcelo Gonzalez. I'm the father of the owner of the property. Effectively, the property was given advice to enter to get a license for the vacation resident on the 14th of December. My son was out of the country by that time, so he couldn't do that. January. So we stopped. He stopped the rental of the property for 60 days. As soon as he got back, he already made the arrangements to obtain the license, and it's been done. So this is the status now is that the property has the permit now.
All right. Sir, this is a citation that was issued. No appeal was received. So under the ordinance, I have no discretion other than to impose the fine of $4,000. Also advise you that there is a procedure to reduce that amount if you wish to pursue that. Someone will give you guidance in the paperwork on that. But for today, I have to impose the fine as read. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 24. I'll skip. I'm sorry, let's go to page 18. Our next case is on page 18. Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE21060145. Case address 600 East Campus Circle. Owner Eugenio Pomero, Palermo, and Natalie Jimenez. This case was first heard on 11/9/21 to comply by 12/7/21. One section complied at $25 per day. $725 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
Good morning, Your Honor. Pat Gavin for the City of Fort Lauderdale, Code Compliance, presenting case CE 21060145 for property located at 600 East Campus Circle. This case was first heard on November 9th, 2021. The magistrate ruled in favor of the city, and the property owner was ordered to correct violations of this property by October 7th, 2021. The violations of this property were brought into compliance on January 6, 2022. The full amount of the fines are $725. The administrative costs are $504. However, Your Honor, the neighbor has worked diligently to bring this into compliance. He was never not trying to, and the city would respectfully like to request administrative fees of $200.
I'm sorry, city's recommendation is?
$200. 200.
Okay, all right. Okay, sir, if you'll state your name for the record.
Eugenio Palermo.
Any objection to what this gentleman said?
No, he's completely
Okay.
right. I tried to do my
Fines-
best, and I really appreciate it.
Fines will be reduced to $200.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 24. Inspector Patrice Jolly. Case number CE 211-20469. Case address 1633 Northeast 15th Street. Owner Nelson Zambrano. This case was cited on 12/22/21 to comply by 1/6/22. One section complied at $200 per day, $6,200 accrued. The city is requesting full amount, and no appeal was received for this citation.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Patrice Jolly for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 211-20469 for the property located at 1633 Northeast 15th Street. This property was issued a citation on December 22nd, 2021, and given 15 days to correct the following violation. 15-272.A. This property is being utilized as a vacation rental without the required certificate of compliance from the city. The violation remained until compliance was met on February 7th, 2022, after a pre-hearing inspection was conducted. No appeal was filed. The city is requesting that the fines be imposed as read.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Nelson Zambrano. Yes, sir. And just in regards, first of all, I'm a little bit unfamiliar, but I've done everything that was required. I travel overseas, so I was overseas during this time. I've uploaded the documents. As a matter of fact, the site froze, the Lauderdale site froze. And I'm just requesting an extension of time for the inspections that need to be coordinated.
Okay, well, you're in compliance now.
Yeah, the listing is down. The violation remained because your listing stayed up, it didn't come down. So regardless of if you applied or submitted an application, If you continue to advertise, that's still a violation before you get your certificate. You're only allowed to actually advertise and operate when you're issued a certificate of compliance from the city. So without that, you cannot advertise.
Okay, well, the listing is now down.
Yes, it is
Yes.
complied. It is complied. It's down.
Yeah, so, and the other items that were being uploaded to the site, I've got all the documents right here. And like I said, I traveled overseas, and the last time the site was down, the Lauderdale site was down.
Okay, well, this is a citation case. No appeal was received, so I'm required by the ordinance to impose the fine of $6,200 and also advise you that there's a process to reduce that amount if you so choose.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And, 1 second, Your Honor, and the extension of time for the, excuse me,
There
Your
are
Honor.
there are no extensions on citations.
No, for the inspections. Okay, thank you, thank you.
This concludes this morning's hearing with our respondents. Would you like us to take a brief
Take a
recess?
5-minute break.
We're at a 5-minute recess. Good morning. We will now resume this morning's special magistrate hearing. For our non-respondents, our next case is on page 1. Inspector Malaika Murray, case number CE 211-20029, case address 1941 Northeast 51st Street, number 31, owner Symphony Builders at Bellagio LLC, property posted 11922, posted at City Hall 12522.
Inspector Malika Murray for the city. This case number is CE 211-20029 for, again, the address of 1941 Northeast 51st Street, unit number 31, Symphony Builders at Bellagio. This property was first inspected on December the 1st, 2021, and the following violations were observed. Violations were 9-280G, which is currently complied. The next violation would be 18-12A. There was rubbish and debris on the rear of this property. There was a mattress as well as some other items being stored on the rear northeast portion of the property. The next violation is 9-280B. There were windows that were screwed shut in unit number 31. A pre-hearing inspection took place on Sunday, February the 6th, 2022, and the violation again, 9-280G, has been brought into compliance, but the violations of 18-12A and 9-280B remain. The property is currently not in compliance. Postings, mailings of legal documents have all been done by department's protocol. The city is currently requesting that for violation 18-12A to be brought into compliance within 10 days or a fine of $50 per day for that violation be imposed. For the violation of 9-280B to be brought into compliance within 72 hours or a fine of $100 per day for that violation be imposed. I would like to submit my photos for the record.
I find that each violation does exist and the relief requested by the city is granted.
Our next case is on page 3. Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero, case number CE 211-10731, case address 2300 West Broad Boulevard. Owner Racetrack Petroleum in care of Silver Oak Advisors, property posted 11422, posted at City Hall 12522.
Good morning, Your Honor. Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior, number 269, on behalf of the city. I'm presenting case number CE 21110731 for the property located at 2300 West Broward Boulevard. I first inspect this commercial occupied property on 11/30/2021 following an action item complaint, and the following code violations were found and cited. 47-20.20. Capital H. There are parking facilities that are not maintained at this commercial property, racetrack, including but not limited to wheel stops in disrepair. Several areas, including the store entrance, has dirt, oil, and black stains. The striping surfaces are missing and are fading, and there is trash and debris. 18-12.8, there is trash, rubbish, and debris on this commercial property, racetrack, included but not limited to a pile of trash at the southeast corners at the rear of the property. Bottles, papers, miscellaneous trash and debris on the property, rear yard, underneath the hedges, and on the soil areas. 47-19.5. Capital D, point 5 point. There is a buffer wall on this commercial property, racetrack, that needs repair and maintenance, including but not limited to graffiti, stains, cracks. The posting mailing of legal document has been done by the Department of Protocol. The property regional manager and store managers are aware of the complaints and violations. BCPA record reveals no changes in the ownership since Site 26, 2003. A pre-hearing inspection on Thursday, 2/3/2022, reveals that the violations remain as depicted in the pictures. The city is recommending 14 days for 18-12A, 28 days for 47-20.20. Capital H, and 47-19.5. Capital D, point 5 point, and $100 a day thereafter for each violation.
All right, I find that each violation does exist and the relief requested by the city is granted.
Thank you, sir.
Our next case on page 3, Wilson Quintero Jr., Senior Inspector Dorian Cologne presenting. Case number CE 211-20481, case address 1540 Northwest 6th Street. Owners, Lawyer and Leona Brown. Property posted 1/20/22, posted at City Hall 1/25/22.
Good morning again. Senior Inspector Cologne, City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting on behalf of Inspector Quintero Jr. Case number CE 211-20481, case address 1540 Northwest 6th Street. So this case was first inspected by myself along with Inspector Quintero Jr. on 12/20/21, and the following violation was observed. 9305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover throughout the property and swale. Posting and mailing of legal documents was done by department protocol, and due to this being a recurring violation, see case number CE 21020698. The owner was given 14 days for compliance, and the case was scheduled for special magistrate hearing on 1/11. There's been no contact made with anyone presenting this property during the course of this case, and BCPA records reveal no change of ownership. So pre-hearing inspection was done on Saturday, February 5th by Inspector Quintero Jr., and it was revealed that the violation still exists, as depicted in the pictures and for the record. City is recommending 28 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $50 a day to begin to accrue for each violation thereafter. And I also would like to submit the copy of the inspection report for the record.
Very good. I find the violation does exist, 28 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 4. Inspector Luke Boudrum, case number CE 2104050, case address 400 Southwest 22nd Avenue. Owners Esau and Julie DeRemple. Property posted 1/26/22, posted at City Hall 1/27/22.
Good morning. Inspector Luke Boudrum with the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address is read. This property was inspected on April 16th, 2021, and the following violations were observed. 9-313B, the house numbers were not visible from the right-of-way, which is currently complied as of February 1st, 2022. 9-305B, there are bare and missing areas of ground cover on the lawn and swale. 9-304B, there are vehicles parked on the lawn. 9-304B, the gravel driveway is in disrepair. 9-308B, there's debris on the roof, complied as of February 1st, 2022. 18-12A, there's an accumulation of trash on the property. A copy of the inspection report was mailed out to the property owner's mailing address, according to Broward County Property Appraiser. As of 2/1/22, the following violations remain. 9-305B, the bare areas of the ground cover on the front lawn and swale. 9-304B, vehicles parked on the lawn. 9-304B, the gravel driveway is still in disrepair. 18-12A, there is trash on the property. The city is recommending a fine of $100 per day per violation, with 63 days to come into compliance.
Okay. All right, for the record, I find the remaining violations do exist, 63 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 5. Senior Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 211-20550, case address 609 Southwest 1st Avenue, owner New River Property Owner LLC, in care of Silverback Developers LLC. Property posted 1/24/22, posted at City Hall 1/25/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Senior Inspector Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 211-20550, address 609 Southwest First Avenue. I inspected the property on December 29th, 2021, and cited for the following violation, 18-1. There is graffiti at this property that is creating a public nuisance. It is being maintained in such manner that the property is or may reasonably become infested or inhabited by rodents, vermin, or wild animals, or may furnish a breeding place for mosquitoes, or threatens to endanger the public health, safety, or welfare, or may adversely affect and impair the economic welfare of adjacent properties. This property was first cited with a public nuisance notice and then abated by the city. This case is for a finding of fact for previous abatements. I re-inspected the property on February 7, 2022, and found the violation 18-1 remains as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 10 days to comply or a daily fine of $100 per day thereafter.
10 days or?
$100 per day thereafter.
I find the violation does exist, 10 days to comply, $100 per day thereafter.
Thank you. Our next case on page 5, Senior Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 211-10667, case address 519 Southwest 4th Avenue. Owners William and Joan Carroll, Irrevocable Trust, Richard Carroll, trustee, and all others. Property posted 12422, posted at City Hall 12522.
Good morning, and Senior Inspector Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 211-0667, address 519 Southwest 4th Ave. I inspected the property on November 24th, 2021, and cited for the following violation, 18-12A. There is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and or its swells. Posted a public nuisance on the property, and a copy was mailed to the owner listed in Broward County Property Appraisal via first-class mail. Re-inspected the property on February 7th, pre-hearing inspection on 2022. Found the violation 18-12A remains as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 10 days to comply or a daily fine of $50 per day thereafter.
I find the violation does exist, 10 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 6, Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 211-00287, case address 1000 Northwest 14th Street, owner Daisy Mosley. Property posted 12222, posted at City Hall 12522.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Caracas with the City of Fort Lauderdale, Compliance Inspector, presenting case number CE 211-00287 for the property located at 1000 Northwest 14th Street. Inspection of the property was performed on October 11, 2021, and cited for the following violations. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained and in need of well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover, including but not limited to the swell and right-of-way. 9-304B, there are vehicles, trailers parked on the grass lawn area. And 9-306 is complied. Courtesy notice was issued to the property owner and sent via first-class mail to the property owner listed on BCPA on October 11, 2021, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. Contact has been made with a tenant that is currently living there. Special magistrate request form sent on December 1st of 2021 for schedule for today's special master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on February 3rd. And the pictures presented here are taken to confirm the following violations that have been brought into compliance. The city is requesting the following: 63 days to come into compliance for a daily fine of $50 for each of the violations that exist. Photos submitted into record for evidence, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm sorry, 63 days or?
$50 thereafter for
$50.
each of the violations that exist.
All right, I find the violations exist, 63 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 7. Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 211-00285, case address 948 Northwest 14th Street. Owners Jackson Debris and Marie Dereese. Property posted 12222, posted at City Hall 12522.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Caracas for the City of Fort Lauderdale, Compliance Inspector, presenting case number CE 211-00285 for the property located at 948 Northwest 14th Street. Inspection of the property was performed on October 11, 2021, and cited for the following violations. 9-305A, there is growth of landscape material along with accumulation of leaves and encroaching onto the public right-of-way sidewalk area. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover, including but not limited to the swale right-of-way. 9-304B, there are vehicles, trailers parked on the grass on the lawn area. Again, with 9-304B, gravel or paved driveway is not well graded and or dust-free. The entrance to the driveway has weeds growing through and it needs to be re-gravelled. 18-12A, there's overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and its swale. 18-4C, there's a derelict vehicle or trailer on the swale on the property with an expired tag. Courtesy notice was issued and sent to the property owner as listed on BCPA via first class mail on October 11, 2021, allowing 10 days to come into compliance. Contact has not been made with anybody from the property or property owner. Special Magistrate request form sent on December 1st of 2021, scheduled for today's Special Master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on February 3rd of this year, and pictures presented here today is to confirm the violations have not been brought into compliance. The city is requesting the following: 14 days to come into compliance or a daily fine of $50 for each of the violations that exist. Photo submitted into record for evidence, Your Honor.
Find that each violation does exist, 14 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 8, Inspector Gustavo Caracas, case number CE 2110752, case address 1751 Northeast 56th Street, owner La 919 LLC, property posted 12422, posted at City Hall 12522.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Caracas for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Excuse me. Court Compliance Inspector presenting case number CE 211-10752 for the property located at 1751 Northeast 56th Street. Inspection of the property was performed on November 29th of 2021 and cited for the following violation. 47-20.20.H. The parking facility is not being maintained at this property. The parking area requires to be resurfaced and restriped. Courtesy notice was sent to the property owner listed on BCPA via first class mail on November 29 of 2021, allowing 30 days to come into compliance. Contact has been made with the property representative or manager. Special Magistrate request form sent on January 5th of this year, scheduled for today's Special Master. Pre-hearing inspection was done on February 3rd, and the pictures presented here were taken to confirm the following violation has not been brought into compliance. The city is requesting the following: 28 days to have compliance for the violation that exists, or $50 thereafter, sir.
I find the violation does exist, 28 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case on page 8, Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 211-00681, case address 3250 Glendale Boulevard. Owner Marvin Jones. Certified mail was given to this property on 12422 and posted at City Hall on 12522.
Good morning, Your Honor. Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale, Code Compliance, presenting case CE 211-00681 for property located at 3250 Glendale Boulevard. This property was first inspected on October 20th, 2021, and given time to correct for the following violations. 9-304B, there is a vehicle, a truck parked on the grass lawn area. 26-129A4, vehicles are parked in such a way as to block the sidewalk. The city is requesting compliance within 14 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I'd like to submit my case file and photos to the court.
Find that each violation does exist, 14 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, sir.
Our next case on page 8, case number CE 211-10606, case address 610 Southwest 31st Avenue. Owner SMA Osborne, property posted 11222, posted at City Hall 12522.
Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale, Code Compliance, presenting case CE 211-0606 for property located at 610 Southwest 31st Avenue. This property was first inspected on November 23rd, 2021, and given time to correct for the following violations. 9-304B, there are vehicles, trailers parked on the grass lawn area. The city is requesting compliance within 14 days or a fine of $25 per day thereafter.
I find the
Would like to submit-
violation does exist, 14 days to comply, $25 per day thereafter.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Our next case is on page 12. Inspector Bernstein Sambert, case number CE 211-20385, case address 1344 Northwest 3rd Avenue. Owner ROI Capital Investment LLC. Property posted 11222, posted at City Hall 12522.
Good morning, Your Honor. Officer Bernstein, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 211-20285, property address 1344 Northwest 3rd Ave. This property was inspected on December 15, 2021 by Inspector Oaks and cited for the following violations. 18-12A complied, 9-306 complied, 9-305B, the landscape is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are dead and missing ground cover, including the swell. Due to noncompliance on January 12, 2022, the notice of hearing was posted on the property. A pre-hearing inspection revealed the following violation stated is not in compliance. I would like to enter the photos as evidence that show violation as depicted. The city is requesting 28 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day per violation be imposed.
Okay, I find the violation does exist, 28 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Our next case on page 13, case number CE 211-10478, case address 1001 Northwest 51st Court. Owner REC Real Estate Holdings LLC. Property posted 11922, posted at City Hall 12522.
Case number CE 211-0478, property address 1001 Northwest 51 Court. This property was inspected for area project on November 16, 2021, and was cited for the following violations. 9-305B, the landscape on the swell is not being maintained. There are dead or missing grass, including the swell. Due to noncompliance on January 19, 2022, the notice of hearing was posted on the property. A pre-hearing inspection revealed the following violation is not in compliance. I would like to enter the photos as evidence that show violation as depicted. The city is requesting 28 days to comply.
I'm sorry, Bernstein, what was the violation?
9-305B.
This case says 47-21.11.A.
Yes, I'm sorry. 47. Repeat that one more time, sorry.
47-21.11.A.
Correction, 47-21.11A, the landscape on the swell is not being maintained. There is dead or missing grass on the swell. Due to noncompliance on January 19, 2022, the notice of hearing was posted on the property. A pre-hearing inspection revealed the following violations is not in compliance. I would like to enter the photos as evidence that shows violations as depicted. The city is requesting 28 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day per violation.
I find the violation exists, 28 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Our next case, case number CE 211-10500, case address 1001 Northwest 52nd Street. Owner CES Property Division. Property posted 11922, posted at City Hall 12522.
Officer Bernstein, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case CE 211-0500, property address 1001 Northwest 52nd Street. Property was inspected for our area project on November 10th, 2021, and was cited for the following violations. 47-21.11A. Due to noncompliance on January 19, 2022, the notice of hearing was posted on the property. A pre-hearing inspection revealed the violation stated is not in compliance. I would like to enter the photos as evidence that shows violations as depicted. The city is requesting 28 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day per violation.
I find the violation does exist, 28 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Our next case is on page 14, Inspector Bernstein Sambert, case number CE 211-10789, case address 3340 Northwest 63rd Street. Owner, Eucidi Perez and Wilfredo Diaz. Property posted 11022, posted at City Hall 12522.
Bernstein Sambert, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement, case number CE 2111-0789, property address 3340 Northwest 63rd Street. This property was inspected on November 10th, 2021, and cited for the following violations: 18-4C complied, 9-304B complied, 9-305B, the landscape on the property and swell is not being maintained. There are dead or missing grass, including the swell. Due to non-compliance on January 10th, 2022, the notice of hearing was posted on the property. A pre-hearing inspection revealed the following violation is not in compliance. I would like to enter the photos as evidence that show violation as depicted. The city is requesting 28 days to comply with a fine of $50 per day per violation.
I find the violation does exist, 28 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Our next case on page 19, case number CE 21090575, case address 1309 Northwest 8th Avenue. Owner Pine Shadow Homeowners Association, Phases 2 and 3, Inc. This case was first heard on 12/9/21 to comply by 1/13/22. One section not complied at $50 per day, $1,300 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and fines continue to accrue.
We're in a messy section. No respondent.
Oh, no respondent. Okay, all right, I've got it. Okay. Okay, and the fine will be imposed and continue to accrue.
Our next case on page 19, case number CE 21080577, case address 6210 North Andrews Avenue. Owner Double Mountain Dev Ventures LLC. Case first heard 11/9/21 to comply by 11/19/21 and 12/14/21. One section complied at $50 per day, $1,500 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
City's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 21. Case number CE 21070791, case address 2648 North Southwest 7th Street. Owner Elizabeth Williams. This case was first heard on 9/14/21 to comply by 12/28/21. Three sections not complied at $50 per day. $6,300 is accrued.
The city's request is granted.
All right, the city hasn't requested anything yet.
He's gonna speak.
Inspector Lou Boudreaux with the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address is read. On July 20th, 2021, the following violations were found. Case number CE 21070791, address 2648 Southwest 7th Street. On July 20th, 2021, the following violations were found. 18-C, there's a trailer improperly stored on the property. 9-305B, there are areas of dead and missing ground covered throughout the lawn. 9-304B, there are vehicles and trailers parked on the grass and lawn area. This case first came before Special Magistrate on September 14th, 2021, where evidence was presented and the magistrate found for the city. The property owner was given a comply-by date of December 28th, 2021. As of February 7th, 2022, there have been some progress, but the violations remain. The property owner has an order in progress for sod, which was delayed. The property owner was present but had to leave. The city is requesting an extension of 35 days with a stay of fines.
City's request is granted.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 23. Case number CE 211-20418, case address 1223 Northeast 16th Avenue, owner Daniel Eubanks and Matthew Lyons. This case was cited on 12/20/21 to comply by 114/21. One section complied at $200 per day, $2,000 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and no appeal was received for this citation.
The city's request is granted.
On page 24, on case number CE 211-20512, case address 2554 Key Largo Lane, owner Benjamin Clifford. This case was cited on 12/22/21 to comply by 16/22. The case came into compliance on February 2nd, 2022. $5,400 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and no appeals received for this citation.
The city's request is granted.
The city would like to enter pages 29 and 30 into today's hearing as an exhibit. It is the city's list of complied, closed, withdrawn, and rescheduled cases.
Granted. Good.
This concludes the special magistrate hearing agenda for February 8th, 2022.